Gerald, what are you hearing from teachers about the challenges that they're seeing, or maybe the opportunities is a better way to look at it, in particular around these issues of certification and experience and how to set the right price?
Yeah, it's really interesting when you think about this, because when I started teaching online, I started with VIP Kid, and certification was just not necessary. Even if the Chinese government said it was necessary, the platform might give you some sort of certificate that says you're TEFL certified or something like that. But now it's so much more important. People can search by if they want a teacher without certification or with certification. Usually they want with certification. Bridge has a great certification program. I went the CELTA route because I live in the UK, and if you want a job in the UK, you kind of have to go that route. The more experience you have, great, always helps. The other thing, and I was going to talk about this later too, is specialization. If you're teaching something different, if you're going for medical English, if you're going for business English, test prep, you're always going to be able to charge a little bit more, and you're with a smaller pool of teachers to compete with. So really, that specialization can really make your business, run smoothly rather than maybe struggle a little bit.
Jack, I'm going to come back to you about that very piece in terms of how did you set your price? And I think your experience is perhaps different than some who may have come through the TEFL certificate route, but similar to others who may have had a lot more education in a formal setting and earning a master's and going towards a PhD in linguistics, and talk about specialization, right? So tell me a little bit about that for you and what you've seen, the difference over time, and how you were able to perhaps set a different price.
Absolutely. As I said at the very beginning, it was a struggle because expectation, and also you think self regarding what's your the labor worth to actually the market, what the market tells you what is feasible and what is more marketable range, right? So that is a struggle to begin with, because I said, oh, I got a master's, I need to charge this one, but actually, hey Jack, you don't have any experience. It's like there's no reviews yet, there's no stars like showing you how great you are. So yes, I felt at the very beginning of the time, you need to really, have a very realistic and also have this kind of a learning mindset. Like, I'm learning how this platform works. I'm learning how to market myself, how to build myself up. So with that, you kind of have to pay some tuition. The tuition is start with a relative low price to build yourself up. So that's how I, be okay with myself and be okay with the price. That as now been 4 years, I had more than 2,000 classes built up, and then my students were very kind enough to leave me some good reviews. So now I can increase and a little bit, and also under the disguise of inflation, right? So like everything's going up. So I now feel more comfortable, and also it feels more feasible to increase to the point that I'm relatively comfortable with. So, but again, as Gerald said, the competition becomes more and more fierce. At some point, they were not hiring, I think, English or Chinese teachers because it was a little saturated. But I think, but that doesn't happen very often because, as Alice referenced, the more teacher makes, the more platform make, or the marketplace makes. So that is also the balance they need to keep. For us teachers too. If we don't get students because we have gazillion other teachers, that's not encouraging for us to stay on there. So that's actually quite a delicate balance.
Alice, I'm going to go to you to follow up on that thought and reference one of the questions around quality assurance and what are marketplaces doing that is in support of what teachers should also be doing in terms of how much experience is required, what kinds of degrees or certifications are required, and perhaps multiple certifications and specializations so that there is that opportunity for greater earning potential.
Yes, I mean, as Gerald said, having a qualification definitely sets you apart in a marketplace, just as in a language school. And look, I have multiple qualifications. I'm not going to list them. I do like qualifications. But a marketplace is about meeting the needs of the potential customer, right? The potential learner. So there will be learners in the world that want to have a chat for 1 hour. And if you just really just want to have a chat and you don't want a tutor that is going to make it look like they're having a chat, where in reality they're teaching you with a dogma methodology and doing all sorts of recasting in the background, then perhaps for that specific use case of that learner who's looking for that, then a qualification is not needed. So that's why there's this this philosophy of highlight the qualifications, make sure that the tutors who do have them do stand out, and that the students understand why this tutor is $10 or $15 or $20 more expensive than this other one, but there is the element of freedom. On the other hand, qualifications can be expensive from personal experience, and whilst it's always good to have the accredited ones, like the ones that Bridge does, there's also a lot of extra CPD that one can do that doesn't necessarily then translate into an accredited certificate. So for that, Preply does offer a lot of professional development with similar content, just it doesn't end up with a certificate.